Hello. I'm planning a video game to make. The game I really want to make is called OSCILLARIS. Now, before I actually get into the game idea itself, I think it's a good idea to start with the prototype that I made. This was around 2015. I was very young, and I planned a game in my head called Amalgia. And the idea was that you would talk to NPCs, and they would have like witty dialogue inspired by Earthbound, and then it would mix in some typing-based minigames, like typing the word the enemy had in their heads, and then defeating them would give you XP, classic RPG stuff. And that's really how far the prototype got. That's all I did for it. It's one of those games that I've made where I keep seeing it, and instead of being like, oh, that was okay, or that was a bad idea, but fair enough, it's been one I keep looking at, and I keep thinking, one day, I'm gonna make that one day. Today's the day! So let's get into OSCILLARIS. OSCILLARIS is a classical RPG with some spelling mechanics in it. For example, you would enter a battle and you would have to press the right letter on the keyboard to smack back a projectile the enemy sent towards you, like a ping pong match, or maybe type a word that matches the enemy's word, and it would deal damage to them, and they'd print a new word for you to tackle. I even had one where it would be like a Wordle minigame at one point, where you would have to try and guess the word, and if you did in a certain amount of time, you'd win. Anything that really uses the keyboard for the letters or the spelling was intended. The other side of OSCILLARIS is the storytelling. I really wanted to make something inspired by Undertale or Everhood, Inscription, those kind of like trios of glory. So the other half of that was I really wanted to tell a story, and I'm someone who thinks of those quite easily. I love storytelling. It's one of my favorite things. Games design in general is something I love to do. But obviously that alone doesn't make like a great video game. I wanted to take what really went well in Amalgia and turn it into something amazing. So that's kind of the first stem. I took Amalgia and I kind of threw away the title for OSCILLARIS. And there's a reason for that. OSCILLARIS is a play on the word oscilloscope, which is something that measures voltage usually. And it has this neat little display that is usually, or the ones that are cool anyway, displayed in a fluorescent green. That alone is really cool, but there is a creator called Jellybean Fenderson who changed their name. I swear to God, it wasn't always Jellybean Fenderson. What was it before Jellybean Fenderson? Trevor Fenderson, maybe? He makes this incredible stuff with oscilloscopes, and he makes music out of them. And this music is really cool. It still is to me now, but especially when I was younger, I really enjoyed it. The idea of these shapes are causing the sound you're hearing, as well as seeing, was really interesting to me. So when I was making Amalgia, that's something that inspired me a lot. I wanted to copy that kind of like oscilloscope style, mixed in with like a forgotten game, like Inscription was. So oscilloscope, taking inspiration from OSCILLARIS. So I thought that was a fitting title. So what I wanted to do is show you some gameplay on what I've made so far, a few examples of the battle mechanics I've made so far. And I want to show you what it looks like. Yeah, take a look. So while we take a look at this, I thought I'd do like a live commentary because there is no music in the game. There's only like a handful of sounds. The art style here is inspired by the oscilloscope kind of green with simple shapes, which you'll see more of later, and some dialogue from characters. So here, like, I have things like a dialogue system right there. You can input some certain things and the game will save that for later, like your name. And then once dialogue is over, you get put into this 3D world, which I really wanted in the first game, but obviously due to limitations, I wasn't able to. So here goes your little tutorial. You get to move. and turning this corner, you get to see this wonderful 3D world made of simple geometry, which is something I also tried to replicate here with the oscilloscope. So you can move around with some basic tank controls to not only kind of limit the player where to go, which reduces the amount of stuff I need to make, but also I think gives a really cool advantage of being able to control where the player goes and see some cool stuff. There is this moment here where the character is talking about this locked door, some witty humour, and this kind of teaches you that you need items here. So here we go. You try to open the door. It don't open. And you need to find something to open the door, which you actually did see earlier, but in case you missed it, it's right here in this corner. And prompt to appear, you collect an item, and then can proceed. And now you can head to the door and unlock it. So this kind of area, hold on, animation time. Beautiful. This kind of area teaches you not only that you can move in the world, that there's dialogue in the world, but also that there's items. And that's kind of like a tutorial area of how the game works. As we get here, we get another interruption with dialogue. All three of those examples, they happen immediately, but there is dialogue later that will allow you to choose if you want to, like NPCs you might find around. We get the name reveal here, that the character's name is Sign. And this is kind of where the game opens up. So you walk through this gate and a loading screen happens and you're able to go into the world. So when I sat down to plan this, I have gotten quite far with planning. In fact, I've started kind of building the game itself. And I realized as I was sitting here coding, it would really help to prototype this and see if it's something that people will enjoy. So here I am recording this video to put out for you guys to kind of gauge interest and kind of show you not only what it would look like and how it would feel like, but also if it's something that you would enjoy. Because I would enjoy making this no matter what. It would be my love and joy, my little child, if you will. But obviously the other half of making games is having an audience and a community. And right now I have a Discord where I kind of post things, screenshots, ideas. I talk to people, to everyone on there currently. I love you all very much. It's for everyone who likes the ideas I come up with, and if they really like them, maybe tell me that. Or tell me that it's shit. Obviously in a constructive criticism way, don't just belittle me with, you are dumb. I've always been making things on my own in my tiny room because I love to. I love making video games. And a lot of the time, I don't get any feedback on them. I am horrendous at social media. I will make so many things, and every time I open social media to prepare a post or make this video, in fact, I get incredibly overwhelmed. I hate it. I just like to make the video games. For those of you who are game designers, or maybe not, media is a very important thing because it lets people who don't currently know your content or you yourself that you're out there and you're making stuff. And a lot of the time, if someone enjoys the stuff that you're making, they'll be on board to kind of interact with that and join that kind of community that playtests games or just talks about things or gives criticism on stuff you make. It's been a long time learning games development and games design, and I mean, to get here I've had to fail a lot, which is great. Failure is an amazing teacher, and it's taught me a lot about how I personally approach video games. I've tried planning things down to like a T, like scheduling, time management. I've tried not planning at all, just, you know, going with whatever my brain thinks of. And now I've kind of settled in between that. I kind of design things that I think of in my head, and I write them down or plan them down somewhere, and then shelf it, because at least I know the whole idea is there. And I've taken that to the extremes before. I'm sure I'll show something here about this whole game design document I printed out about a game I was really happy about. And it's so big in scope, I'm never going to make that, ever. But it was nice to do. So my kind of game design process and art styles, my skills in general, I'll say, have improved a lot. Comparing my prototype Imalgia with OSCILLARIS, the change in art style has improved a lot with how I approach them. My coding's definitely improved. The coding for Imalgia worked half the time. In fact, it's still up on my itch.io, but half the time you can't even play it because it's broken. So let me know if this would be something that you would enjoy playing, or would be able to join my community maybe on Discord, or even in the comments of this video to talk about what you would like to see in this kind of game, or if this is a kind of game that you would enjoy. I mean, if possible, maybe share it around with people you think might enjoy it. Also, if you like the idea or have faith in it, I suppose, I would love to know, because that's something that would greatly help me. I'm gonna continue working on this now because I took a pause to do this video, and I want to make a small enclosed demo maybe for other people like you to try it and see if it works for you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.